For decades, we believed the stars were silent, unreachable, unresponsive. Humanity, driven by hope and wonder, had launched probe after probe into the vastness of space. These were our emissaries, small machines bearing our voices, our music, our maps, the pioneer plaques, Voyager's golden record. Each was a message in a bottle cast into the cosmic ocean. But by 2032, most of those probes had become little more than drifting husks. Their batteries had long since died, their signals reduced to faint echoes. We no longer expected an answer. Then, something happened. Something no one could have anticipated. On a cold February morning, a probe long forgotten suddenly spoke. It was the Heian probe, launched back in 1998 on a modest mission to study solar winds beyond the heliopause. It hadn't transmitted anything meaningful since 2027, just a weak ping proving it still existed, drifting nearly 18 billion miles away. Its systems were on the verge of failure. At NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, only a skeleton crew still monitored it, half asleep and surrounded by old monitors. So when the alert lit up the main screen, a rhythmic stream of data, no one believed it at first. "It's just noise," muttered Priya, the lead analyst, rubbing her eyes and tapping at the console. But the signal didn't dissolve into static. It was steady, clean, structured, repeating every 17 seconds. It wasn't random. It wasn't a glitch. It was intentional. Within hours, the room was filled with energy. Researchers arrived. Laptops buzzed to life. Coffee cups stacked high. The signal had layers. At its heart was a pulse sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. A clear pattern, Fibonacci numbers. A signature of mathematics, rare in nature, but precise and deliberate. But that wasn't all. Embedded in the stream were energy fluctuations resembling those theorized for a type of hypothetical particle known as actions. Heian was never built to detect anything like this. Its instruments were for cosmic rays and plasma waves. Yet the data was real, confirmed by multiple systems. "This isn't our probe talking," said Leo, a grizzled engineer who had worked on Voyager. "Something's using it." Diagnostics showed Heian barely had power left, running on the last fumes of its decaying plutonium core. Its antennas were off target, memory degraded. But the transmission came through perfectly, as if it had been rebooted by something else. Engineers ruled out solar flares, radiation, even sabotage from another space agency. Nothing explained the precision. By midnight, a new pattern had been uncovered, a waveform matching models of dark matter interactions, far beyond anything Heian should be able to detect. The implications spread fast. NASA alerted the European and Chinese space agencies. By morning, a physicist from CERN, Dr. Elena Voss, arrived and began poring over the data. Her voice was quiet but firm. "This isn't just a signal, it's a conversation." She pointed to the Fibonacci pattern. It now extended into higher numbers, 34, 55, 89, and within it were tiny variations, like musical notes on an unfamiliar scale. Voss ran the data through a neural network designed to detect artificial patterns, similar to those used in the SETI program. The result was stunning, a 99.7% confidence that the signal was artificial. The room went silent. If this was real, it wasn't from us. Heian couldn't have generated this data alone. Something had either hijacked it or was using it as a relay. The team tried to trace the source, but the signal wasn't aimed at Earth. It was pointed outward, toward the Oort cloud, a region so distant it exists more in theory than in observation. "We're not the target," Leo muttered. "We're just in the way." By the second day, news of the signal had leaked. Speculation erupted online. Conspiracy theories went viral. Skeptics said it was a glitch. The mainstream media was cautious. Headlines read, NASA investigates anomalous signal from deep space. But behind closed doors, the mood was very different. A Pentagon liaison arrived, quiet in a dark suit, asking about encryption and extraterrestrial threats. The UN held a closed-door session with leading scientists and security experts. No one said the word aliens out loud, but it was there, in every look, every breath. Voss and her team dove deeper into the signal. The AI detected a third layer, a fractal geometry, repeating at precise scales. It wasn't just math, it was art. It was meant to be seen, to be understood. A signature, Voss said, her voice trembling. Something wants us to know it's there. The signal didn't match any known cosmic phenomena. Not pulsars, not gamma bursts, not quasars. It was unique. Then another breakthrough. Late on the third night, a grad student named Aisha noticed a faint modulation riding on the signal's carrier wave. It mirrored the harmonic structure of Hyun's original message, similar to Voyager's golden record. That message had included greetings in 100 languages, images of Earth's ecosystems, and math meant to explain our physics. Aisha ran the comparison. It wasn't just similar, it was a response. The frequencies aligned with the message's audio. Tracks, though distorted, as if echoed through a medium we didn't understand. "It's like they heard our record," she whispered, "and they're singing it back." The room froze. Hyun's original transmission had included Earth's galactic coordinates. If something had decoded it, they now knew exactly where we were. Priya voiced what everyone was thinking. What if this isn't a reply? What if it's a test? The idea sent a jolt through the room. A test implies intent. A test implies something waiting for an answer. And what if we failed? Then, just as suddenly as it began, the signal stopped. Hyun went silent again, as if the message had been delivered and nothing more needed to be said. The silence was louder than the signal. What had we triggered? Was it a greeting, a warning, or something else? Voss offered a theory. The signal wasn't meant for us. It was a marker, a buoy in the dark. Maybe we just drifted into its path, she said. Speculation spread. Some insisted it was a natural phenomenon we didn't yet understand. Others pointed to the Fibonacci sequences and fractal art as unmistakable signs of intelligence. Some even whispered of intervention. What if Hyun had been altered by something out there? The probe's final diagnostics showed no signs of tampering, but its technology was too old to be sure. If something can manipulate actions, Leo said, they're not just smarter, they're playing a different game. Governments responded quietly. Telescopes were redirected toward the Oort cloud. SETI shifted its listening range. Online, the public demanded answers. A viral post asked, "Hyun heard something. Are we next?" Meanwhile, Voss brought in Dr. Samia Khan, a theoretical physicist specializing in quantum communication. After hours of analysis, Khan concluded, this isn't just a signal, it's a bridge. He theorized that actions could transmit information across impossible distances, faster than light. The signal's fractal design looked like a self-replicating code, meant to embed itself in any receiver. "It's not talking to us," Khan said. "It's using us to talk to something else." Hyun, it seemed, wasn't a messenger, but a node, a part of something vast and ancient and beyond us. The signal had been aimed toward the Oort cloud, 18 light-years away. No one knew what lay there. Khan proposed sending a reply, a sequence of prime numbers or Fibonacci values, toward the same coordinates. "If it's a bridge," he said, "we need to cross it." The idea divided the team. Priya warned it was reckless. "We don't know who's listening. We could be inviting something we don't understand." Voss disagreed. "They already know we're here," she said. Silence won't protect us now. The debate stalled until Aisha made another discovery. She'd visualized the signal's fractal layer, and it formed a 3D map. A star chart with nodes connected by invisible lines. One node matched Earth's position in 1998 when Heian launched. Another pointed to a location 18 light-years away. "They're showing us where to look," Aisha said. Telescopes were retargeted. The James Webb Space Telescope scanned the edge of the Oort cloud. For weeks, nothing. Then, a flicker. A regular infrared pulse, not a star, not a comet. It was structured, and it was pulsing in sync with Heian's signal. Shock rippled through the scientific community. Something was out there, and it had noticed us. Khan's theory became harder to ignore. The signal was not a conversation, but an invitation. A test to see who would respond, and Heian, silent, drifting, had passed. The fractal map hinted at something bigger. A galactic web. If Earth was a node, then it had just lit up. "We didn't find them," Voss whispered. "They found us." The silence that followed felt different. No longer absence, but anticipation. Governments argued over a response. But it was too late. One night, Aisha noticed Heian's transmitter flicker. A new signal. Brief. Faint. Sent without human command. It carried one sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. The Fibonacci pattern. Looped and aimed back toward the Oort cloud. Heian was answering. Or something was answering through it. The implications were chilling. Had we triggered a handshake? A trap? A signal flare in a dark ocean? Khan looked at the data, his face pale. "We're not alone," he said, "and they know we're listening." The stars were never silent. They were watching, waiting. And now we had just said hello.